It is one of the most perplexing mysteries in American history, the disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa. The legendary labor leader vanished 50 years ago today, but the search for answers still continues. Senior correspondent Eric Shawn is in Bloomfield Township, Michigan, where Hoffa was last seen. Eric, take us back to that fateful day. Yeah, hi, Sandra. It was basically 50 years ago, right this moment, just after 2:30 in the afternoon on a hot summer day just like this, when Jimmy Hoffa got into a car right here and drove away and was never seen again. For our exclusive Fox Nation series Riddle, The Search for James R. Hoffa, I sat down with James P. Hoffa, Jimmy Hoffa's son, and he told me who he said was behind his father's murder. Jimmy Hoffa is missing right now. It was 1:30 p.m. Jimmy Hoffa kissed his wife Josephine goodbye at the kitchen door of their lake house and headed out his driveway. Hoffa was challenging incumbent Teamster president Frank Fitzsimmons, but Fitzsimmons and the mob had other ideas. Through the years, Hoffa's son, James P. Hoffa, has rarely talked about his father's disappearance, but is now for our Fox Nation series, Riddle, The Search for James R. Hoffa. Why have you decided to speak out now, and why to me? Well, it's been 50 years, and Fox has followed this all the way, and it's an incredible story. Hoffa, a former Teamsters president himself, says then Teamsters boss Frank Fitzsimmons teamed up with the Detroit Mafia, specifically the Giacalone brothers, to kill his father. Vito Giacalone, known as Billy Jack, is seen here on the left. His older brother, Anthony, or Tony Jack, is on the right. I think Fitzsimmons was afraid of Hoffa coming back, and he says, I want this job, I want to keep this job. And the mob didn't want him back, and I think they got together to say, how do we make sure he doesn't come back? Because they were afraid, because they knew if he did come back, he would win the election, and he would pick back the Union. And they knew that, and the only way to stop him was to kill him. Anthony Giacalone, Tony Jack, had an alibi that day, but his brother, Vito Giacalone, known as Billy Jack, did not. Who do you think picked your father? I would say Billy Giacalone. These guys are gangsters. I mean, they look like gangsters and they acted like gangsters. I just think they were just conning my dad into getting his, I can help you, but we'll have a meeting, basically setting him up to murder him. They actually got together to kill him because they couldn't stop him any other way. Some investigators think this is where Hoffa was killed, a house owned by Detroit mobster Carlo Licata. Hoffa's body may have been taken to a mob-owned waste plant, Central Sanitation Services, and disposed of in a shredder or incinerator. It's a hole in our heart, because no matter what goes on as the years go on, there's still that hole about not having a proper funeral, a proper grave site, basically to say goodbye. And we do not have closure even after 50 years, and it hurts our family. How much? Well, the Hoffa family is asking President Trump to fully release the Hoffa FBI files. They say that will show them and reveal the actual final answers in this case. We interviewed the FBI office here in Detroit, and they still have an open case. They're asking anyone who still has any information to call in. They have a credible investigation, and the FBI, after all these years, still does pursue credible information. Sandra, back to you in the studio. All right, Eric Shawn on all of that for us. Thank you very much, Eric. We'll be right back. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.